If you're ever wondering what I do with my homegrown and dehydrated store cupboard stuff, you'll see today. That's my dried leeks. I'm going to rehydrate about a cup full in some hot water for now. I've got store cupboard items, almost all of it, except for the leeks and the frozen broccoli, which was bought in. I'll show you what I do with those. I've run out of fresh onions. I've run out of fresh potatoes. So I'm heading for the store cupboard, and I've got some instant mashed potatoes here. And because it's instant mashed potatoes, it's pretty much devoid of any nutrition except for carbohydrates, and they're simple ones. So I'm adding in some easy cook barley for extra fiber, so that'll cook in a separate pot, and I'll add it in when it's all done. And I've got store cupboard soy milk. All the herbs and spices will be store cupboard. So here we go. Boiling water just to cover it with a side plate and keep the steam in there. Just a 10-minute soak and the leeks are already soft as if they were fresh. So I'm just going to dump that straight into the pot with the half a cup hot water and half a cup of soy milk, just to get these leeks cooking. And once they're started cooking, I'm going to add the rest of the milk and the broccoli. Actually, barley is already boiling. I'm going to toss these smoked tofu pieces in a little bit of cornstarch and then pan fry them for crispiness to add on top as well, for a bit more filling stuffiness, you know, that stuff that stuffs you and fills you up so you don't get hungry. And since we eat early in the day, our main meal, our last meal of the day, is usually by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon at the latest. So yeah, the seasonings are in there, the stock, the pepper, the garlic and the onion powders. As soon as that, oh, there you go, started boiling. I'll let that boil for about 5 minutes and then I'll put in the other stuff. In goes the frozen broccoli, including the chopped up stems. It's not waste food. Oh, fiddlesticks. So, ooh, steamed up. I'm going to just make sure everything's in the warm water. I'm going to cover it with a lid, let it boil another 5 minutes. Right, it's time for the milk, the seasoning, and don't be fooled, those are tiny garlic cloves, but I promise you those are the homegrown garlic from this year, and they are super powerful. They are so strong that 1 clove is way more than enough. Of course, you really like garlic, then I'm sure you, even of that one though, you wouldn't want more than 2 or 3 cloves at the most. There we go. I'll let that heat up, and then I'll add in the mashed potatoes before I blend it all up. If I really wanted to, if I had some kale ready in the garden, my kale's long way away from being ready, but if I had kale, and if there's spinach, I've got some chard still, kale, spinach, chard, I could add that in as well for extra vitamins and nutrients and a better color, as well as peas. You could put in some fresh peas when you add in the cooked barley as well, for more texture, color and nutrition. The cup of potatoes gone into there, already starting to thicken up and be nice and creamy. So I'm going to let that go for another 5 minutes. That's cooked. I'm now going to stick my tofu into my seasoned pan. I don't need much oil, and I'm going to turn the heat, crank the heat up in here. Tofu's been coated in cornstarch. I also thought, if I thought about it before, when I did the leeks, when I rehydrated the leeks, I could have stuck in a couple of tablespoons of dried stinging nettle as well. That's also very nutritional with all those lovely, beautiful vitamins and proteins. Checking the seasoning just before I serve up. If you want something a little more creamy and you don't have cream or yogurt in the fridge, and of course I don't, then add in a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise. You will be shocked how that changes and just gives that extra something in the recipe. And of course I have put in there some vegan mayonnaise, but you can use whatever you like. There we go, dishing up now. And there you go, a really wholesome, homemade, comforting meal made with mostly store cupboard stuff. Only the broccoli from the freezer and the tofu from the fridge. Oh, and the peas were from the freezer. The rest was all from the store cupboard, including the bread I made today, all from the store cupboard. You could even sprinkle on a bit there if you like of cheese. We won't. That's plenty. And that made enough for another day's meals. So there you go. The barley is already in there as well. So that's going to be very filling with all that extra fiber. And it really was very simple and quick to make. Maximum drawn out 20 minutes at the most. It could get done easily within 15 minutes. So there you go. What would you put in your broccoli soup? How would you top it up? Let me know. I'd love to know how you have yours.